Cowboys had a lot of faith in what Cooper Rush could do for them in this game. He took all the first team reps, this past week to get ready, and he was in the best position to succeed. And it's interesting because the Cowboys in the first half really tried to turn to the run game to try and make things comfortable for him and stabilize things. They turned the page in the second half and said, hey, we're going to turn you loose and let you throw the football a little bit in the second half. And 3 plays in, he throws a 73-yard touchdown pass to Cedric Wilson, and then you're off to the races from there. So I think that was a real big confidence boost for him. And he made some big throws, late in the second half. One of the biggest ones was just a little short pass, though, to Ezekiel Elliott, who got 15 yards on a crucial 3rd and 11.
Oh, yeah, that play, that run was big. It was huge.
That was the play.
Yeah.
That was the play. That was the play to me that embodied that these aren't the same Dallas Cowboys. Take a look.
Play. Over the middle. Elliott is going to take it for a first down and goal to the 4-yard line.
That's attitude. Attitude. Big boy football.
That's going for the win. That's going for the win because they were down by 3. They could have settled for the field goal with less than about a minute left to go in the game. And Ezekiel said, "Nah, I'm trying to get this in the end zone." That was a huge play. He looked like Ezekiel of old there on that run.
Yeah, he caught it short of the line, of scrimmage to gain rather for the first down. And then he just put his big boy pants on and said, look, y'all ain't taking me down. That's not the same Ezekiel Elliott that was fumbling, that had possession issues, that had, workout issues. He looks, remixed.
Yeah, he came into this season, with a chip on his shoulder, came in the best shape that he's been in since his rookie year back in 2016. And you saw there finishing runs off, took Cameron Dantzler for a ride at the end of that play there. And he's running with an attitude and a physicality that we haven't seen in a long time. And you saw that as a perfect example there. That's just one of the many things that this Cowboys team has been able to really focus on and change about themselves, is getting back to some of that physicality, especially with the run game, but also overcoming adversity. That game last night is not a game that is won in the Jason Garrett era. It's just not.
No.
In the way that they adjusted and they were able to make adjustments in the second half, that's a credit to the current coaching staff and regime there and how they were able to make those important adjustments to be able to help themselves win a football game where they really had no business winning it based on what they were facing and what they were dealing with.
Yeah, and Kevin, I'm trying to remember. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I think it was it one of those games where Minnesota was converting on 3rd down at a high percentage, and they were moving up and down the field, but just wasn't putting points on the board, because you would think that Minnesota probably came into this game without Dak being in the game, thinking that they had this game won. So when you looked at the stats, it wasn't a balanced attack, was it?
So what's interesting about this, especially on 3rd down, the Cowboys were tremendous on 3rd down.
And Minnesota wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
that's what it was.
Like
okay.
The Cowboys, converted on 3rd down at a 50% clip in this game, while they held the Vikings to 1 of 13.
1 of 13. That's what it was.
Down.
Okay.
So that was huge for the Cowboys, especially when you got a backup quarterback. The ability to get him more and more possessions and to hold them was big for them. And I thought the Cowboys did a tremendous job getting the Vikings off the field, because, when Kirk Cousins is on schedule, he can be a decent quarterback. But if you can get him flustered, get him off schedule, and disrupt the timing with the receivers, like the way that they did, last night, you're able to make some plays, and the Cowboys are able to do so to get that win last night.
So who do you think your biggest one more question, Jeff. Who do you think your biggest challenge is now in the NFC?
The Rams.
Oh, man.
Rams.
When you start,
you can't forget Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Green Bay, the Rams, like I said, just making the move for Von Miller. The Packers are right there. The Bucks, who beat them at the opening, game of the season, they're still right there. Their second to last game of the season is actually against the Arizona Cardinals. Looking forward to that one with them and Kyler Murray, coming in to AT&T Stadium. So if I had to say right now, it's definitely the Rams. The Rams are a balanced team, especially defensively. They just keep getting better and better.
Right.
But I love
they're all in right now.
teams,
they are all in after this trade.
all in.
Yeah.
Exactly, for Von Miller. So the Rams, I would say, are at the top. But the Packers are coming, man. Aaron Rodgers has put himself back in the MVP discussion, again.
Yes, he has. Yeah.
The Packers are going to be right there too as this season goes on.
Yeah, he might have played some of his best football. Aaron Rodgers has since the Super Bowl year. Like, he's rolling right now,
Yeah,
but
what they did against Arizona on the road was impressive.
It was big.
Without
you
his
guys
top.
are lucky, though.
Yeah.
You guys are lucky. And we want you to send some of that Dallas Cowboy good luck to South Florida to our Miami Dolphins, because they kind of going through it right now a little bit. You know what I mean?
Can't get you, if you're asking me to get you Deshaun Watson, I can't do it.
No, that's all right. He wants out of the state of Texas, though. I will tell you that much. But I do want to ask you something.
Lorenzo, listen. The week they get the Broncos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Von Miller gets traded. Like the football gods.
Yeah.
Football gods are taking Cowboy fans.
Smiling down on us.
Right. Well, then this week, if the trade happens tomorrow, we'll have Deshaun Watson to go up against the Texans on Sunday.
Right.
That will be interesting. So the gods may be. Go ahead, give me the applause, Jeff. Don't let me hit it myself.
Yes. And the thing also, Kevin, I'm not looking forward to Thanksgiving Day, because my Raiders.
Oh, that's right. We got a little name for the Raiders, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
my.
we got to go with Dallas. But I'm hoping for that one day that they turn into the mistake waiting to happen. As Stephen A.
They are an accident waiting to happen. Yes.
Yeah, but even he has to admit, like, this is one of the top 3 teams in the National Football League.
Yes.
You guys are there right now. I mean,
I'm gonna let everybody else say it for us. We're just gonna take the wins as they come in. Look, I'm a third generation Dallas Cowboy fan. Get the pleasure of covering this team. I've seen too many things happen in my lifetime. Look, I'm just gonna wait till it comes. We've been waiting for a Super Bowl for 25 years. I'm just gonna play it 1 week at a time. And we'll see where this thing takes us. I'm gonna take the optimistic but cautious approach.
Hey, Jeff, can I get one more question into Kevin?
Yeah.
And it's kind of a political question, and I don't have all the details, but I've just heard about it. Where I think it's the NAACP has put some type of mandate out there, or something where they want to stop the free agents in all of sports to stop coming to Houston, something along those lines, to whereas they're trying to put pressure on the athletes in sports because of all the changes in the laws that are happening in the state of Texas. I mean, we know it's mainly a lot of the GOP representatives that are in charge of that, but something that the NAACP just put out there, I think it was the latter part of this week or today. Do you have any feedback on that, or anything you want to elaborate about what you've heard?
Yeah, so the NAACP has called for black athletes to not sign with any pro sports team in the state of Texas.
Right.
That being because of the restrictive abortion laws, obviously some of the restrictive laws when it comes to how voting rights have changed, and how the Texas State Senate has changed some of those things when it comes to certain laws in Texas. COVID, how it's disproportionately affected black and brown people in the state of Texas. There's a lot of different things that the NAACP is looking at and calling for black athletes to not sign with teams in the state of Texas. So I think some of the mantra was, look, if you don't want to have your risk of COVID increase, if you don't support certain things that are happening in the state of Texas, do not sign there. So it's a very interesting, ploy by the NAACP, and something that's, but I don't know how much of an effect, if at all, it will have. But yes, that was some of the news last week from NAACP with respect to that.
And there have been issues, of course, with the Houston Texans and the Houston Rockets and their ownership, and that's one of the reasons why Deshaun Watson wants out of Houston, and because of some issues he had with the upper management there. And it seems and James Harden was basically very vocal about leaving Houston as well, because of things that were happening. And if it wasn't upper management, it was with ownership. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, with Watson, it's the direction of the organization.
Okay.
The organization's been poor. Really he doesn't feel like his input has been valued the way that they said that they would value his input, which is why he originally wanted out. And of course, everything else and all, has happened since then. Harden, he just wanted out. He was just tired of losing in Houston. He just wanted to get out and go play somewhere else because he didn't want to be a part of a rebuilding situation in Houston, which they are in full rebuild mode, down there in Houston. So it was more so on the sports side of things when it came to Deshaun Watson and James Harden wanting out of.
Well, I think Deshaun is going to. He's coming here. And then I spoke to Jeff about this earlier today. He is, and if Flores is on the way out, then he's definitely going to try to get his boy, Eric Bieniemy. Did I say his last name right? Bieniemy, right? Yeah. Bieniemy in here to coach the Miami Dolphins because he wanted him there in Houston. And I think they gave him an interview. I don't know, but that was one of the things that really upset him. Now that things are starting to unravel here in South Florida, Deshaun Watson may actually get what he wants and have have Eric as his head coach and offensive coordinator. If Flores is in a clean house. So Jeff,
I hope y'all don't get rid of Brian Flores.
I like him. I like Flo.
Him and Chris Greer, I thought had a terrific plan for how to build that organization, and it looked like for a while there it was going to be successful. It's just y'all's quarterback, ain't handling his business the way that he needs to.
Yeah, and it's not just he does not have the arm strength. That is one of the things I will say, regardless of everyone talking about the offensive line and how much time they give him to block. But I've been out at training camp and I've seen his throws, and there are times where there's not enough zip on the ball. Now it could be because of the hip injury, but
I do believe we got breaking news from Dolphins camp. Let's see what this is.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke, Kevin. It's a joke.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing. You about to lose your job.
Hey.
You about to lose your job. Get this dance.
Hey.
Really?
Jason Jenkins gonna get you. He gonna get you, Jeff. He gonna get you for that, Jeff.
Nah. I'm hoping. I got reasons to hope that we don't get rid of the head coach, but he about to lose his job. He got that look.
I mean, it's bad. And Kevin,
I like Brian Flores as a coach. I really do. I like him. I like him as a coach.
I like him too, but I think one of the problems has been is people don't like working with him. And that's why there's been so much turnover. They say he's kind of difficult to work for, and he is kind of hard to talk to. So if those two things alone, you're going to have problems. And that's why there's been we had Chad O'Shea in here as our offensive coordinator. And then after that, Chan Gailey came in here, and they're both gone. So what is the issue? And everyone on the coaching staff doesn't have any more experience than Brian Flores. So if he has a need to turn to someone to ask for some type of guidance, and Omar Kelly's even asked him this question, Jeff, who do you turn to? And he just basically talked about the other coaches that are in the locker room or the coaches that are on his staff. And sometimes, when he wasn't able to get Caldwell in here and Caldwell had to retire because he was sick, I think that was the beginning of the end, because that was going to be the man that had total control of the offense, and then all he had to do was focus on the defense. And that's been a problem.
Kevin Gray, you're getting a lot of love from Mo Cheese at the X Squad and Kesey, a.k.a. Professor X. Getting you some love as well, and everybody's congratulating you on the job you did on NBC last night. Yeah.
Appreciate that, man.
Hey, remember now, when you get to Sunday Night Football and you're doing that show, remember I'm the one that told you that you were going to be big time in this business. All right?
I'll make sure I slide you that cash, Jeff. I got you. I'll make sure I slide it to you.
Give me everybody your information, man, where they can follow you, where they can find you in Dallas once again.
Well, again, I appreciate the both of you guys having me on tonight. Really appreciate it, man. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Kevin Gray Sports, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel at Kevin Gray Sports also. And as you mentioned, I am on your home of the Dallas Cowboys and Texas Rangers 105.3 The Fan. So big things happening in Dallas right now. The Mavericks 4-2.
And the Heat are there tomorrow night, dog. We coming for you.
Yeah, we're going to invite you Miami Heat to the American Airlines Center tomorrow night. Jimmy Butler playing some good ball. Your boy Tyler Hero looking like he's improving a little bit down there. So looking forward to welcoming the Heat inside the American Airlines Center. But busy time right now here in Dallas. So
hey, I appreciate the time, Kevin. Thank you again for joining us. You get a full applause, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
And I noticed the work you're doing with the Mavericks as well, man. Great job, man. You're doing great work.
Appreciate that.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, man. Kevin Gray, everybody, joining us right here on the Jeff Fox Show. Does a great job up in Dallas, covering the Cowboys, he said the Rangers, right? Yep, Texas Rangers.
Mm-hmm. And the Mavericks.
Dallas Mavericks as well.
Try to see if we can get him back on Wednesday or something like that after the Heat beat that butt.
Yeah, the Heater up there tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, yes.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler, by the way, named NBA Eastern Conference Player of the Week. So congratulations to Jimmy Butler. I'm telling you, man, the Miami Heat are playing phenomenal defense. That's how they're getting the job done. We'll get back to them and others. Also, the Miami Hurricanes, I believe, have found their savior. That and more next.
Brothers and sisters, let me take you back to school. It's all about the old school Sundays at the Round Table, 1205 Northwest 7th Avenue. The fun starts early at 6 p.m. with yours truly, baby, DJ Jeff Fox, playing the jam. We got pool tables, flat screen, everywhere. Come watch the big game. And we've got the best daily happy hour in the city. The best bartenders serving up our daily drink special. Tequila sour, lemon drop, sex on the beach, amaretto sour, Washington apple, only $4. Margaritas only $5, and a whole lot more. You want shots? We got shots. Bacardi, Tito's, Hennessy, Patron. Why go anywhere else? Come vibe with us at the Round Table. Yes, the Round Table, 1205 Northwest 7th Avenue. And you know you got to be there.
You've been listening to The Jeff Fox Show. Jeff Fox Show. Join us next time on the same platform for another exciting episode of the To contact The Jeff Fox Show, send your email to getthattea@gmail.com. That's GETDATTEA@gmail.com. The Jeff Fox Show is powered by the Brand Star Sports and Entertainment. Sports, entertainment's lifestyles. We give the people what they want. And now back to more of The Jeff Fox Show.
Be ready. Yeah, welcome back to the Jeff Fox Show, man. That is why I don't need to be doing the board. Your boy can't. I got two left feet, man. You know, and I'm not a great producer. That job belongs to the great one himself.
Bring him on,
Lamar Savage, aka Lamar. Should I bring him in? Lamar Savage. I hate you so much. Yeah. Lamar Savage. Yeah, man. That's a BMF reference to those that don't get the Lamar thing. But how about those Hurricanes, man? How about those Canes?
They just got to be ready for 2 weeks from now because, you know, the team that's going to be
big win. I did not expect this. The Miami Hurricanes over Pittsburgh on Saturday, 38-34. Tyler Van Dyke, the man, on Saturday. The Pitts quarterback, his name is Kenny Pickett. He went for 519 yards on that pathetic Canes defense.
Yeah.
And he passed Miami Dolphins legend Dan Marino with 83 total touchdowns in Panther history. Didn't
it seem like he's been there forever? Like, yeah, he was the quarterback for like at least 7 years. Like when I was at FAM, he was probably still at Pittsburgh.
Yeah. But of course, all the news is about Tyler Van Dyke, man. 428 yards passing, which is number 9 in Miami history.
Wow.
And this guy's only a freshman. Only Gino Torretta threw for more yards, which was 468 in 1989. Tyler Van Dyke was scorching hot in this game, Lorenzo. And they might be on their way to saving
their season. And
not just their seat, but Manny Diaz's job.
Right, his job. Yeah. I mean, if they, do well, they can make it to the Coastal, correct? You don't think so?
No.
No.
I don't know where they are.
They lost to Michigan State at home in Bama. So those aren't
they're favored in their final 4 games. Is what I'm.
Yeah, those are non-conference games. They actually do have a.
They have a chance. Whereas a couple of weeks ago, it was like we weren't even thinking about that. Now it's a possibility, depending on how they do over these. How many games left? 4 games left.
There's they play this week, play next week. Yeah, about 4 games.
4 games left.
Right.
And the thing is, the youngsters are playing, and the youngsters are delivering. This is old school Miami Hurricane football. This is what the U was built on. If you're a starter and you're not getting your job done, in comes the backup. Like guys back, Leon Searcy told me guys were afraid to get hurt because the backups would come in and they would excel. And I cannot believe, despite the fact that I get it about De'Ara King, the starting quarterback. But Tyler Van Dyke is like years better than De'Ara King, in my opinion. And if you're a head coach, you got to recognize this talent. I want you to watch him. He's got a certain look of a great quarterback. And I'm not saying he is, and I'm not saying he's that great yet. But watch the throw in motion and tell me who he reminds you of.
He's been running well. Now reverse. Back to Van Dyke. He's going to look to throw as a receiver. Wide open. Mallory. He'll score.
Beautiful. Who does he remind you of?
I don't know. Somebody
great Miami Dolphin quarterback.
That release was really quick, and I thought can you play that again? Can you play that again? It was really quick, and I thought, it's not Dan Marino because he's in Pittsburgh, but that release was really quick. Play it again, Jeff. Let me see it.
He's been running well. Now reverse. Back to Van Dyke. He's going to look to throw as a receiver.
Yeah.
Wide open. Mallory. He'll score.
The release.
I like that, man.
The release was eerily similar to Dan's release. Yes.
The guys who won the game said that on television.
They did?
Saturday.
Wow.
I said, you know what?
Yeah, the release.
Throwing motion.
Yeah, the motion. It's similar, and what Dan, he didn't have a whole lot of movement in his throwing motion. Basically, bring it up short, boom, and let it go, let it fly, as he always says. But yeah, it looked eerily similar to Dan Marino's release.
Yeah, and in no way am I disrespecting the great Dan Marino.
No. I mean, there are people that have, releases similar to a lot of people. I'm not saying he's going to be Dan Marino, but to be in his freshman year and have a release like such as that, and he's got a cannon at that. So, I mean, sky's the limit.
That's 2 straight wins over ranked opponents for an unranked Miami Hurricane team, a team that's fighting back. A team that's tired of being criticized in the media, and a team that seems to be fighting for their head coach, Manny Diaz. What do you make of it?
I think they played well the last couple of weeks, especially against the NC State defense. NC State defense is like a top 5 defense in the nation. And what Tyler Van Dyke said about him having confidence in his boys was great.
He talked that smack. He talked that smack, and then he went out there and backed it up. I mean, that's 2 great ball games. Look at this.
Bottom of the screen, you got Rambo in the slot.
Van Dyke has time. Across the middle, scores.
Cannon. He's got a cannon. And you mentioned it, Lorenzo, that quick release, a la Dan Marino. I don't know, but I'm hoping, that the confidence continues. And it was good to see the boys just whoop it up in the locker room, excited for the victory. Even the Canes alumni was reacting on social media. All the former players who have been very critical of Manny Diaz, and deservedly so, but they were very, very supportive on social media. So it is good to see that. Good to see that. So I think next up is Georgia Tech.
Yep, Georgia Tech in Miami. So
Yeah,
at 12:30 on ESPN3.
and by the way, this kid in the backfield, his name is Knighton. Game breaker. And they got
it's very fast. So I like what I see.
they have some strong tight ends. We saw Mallory on that long flea flicker on that touchdown. And I like the young kids at wide receiver as well. They got rid of the drop brothers, Wiggins and Pope. Like they transferred to whoever, wherever, we don't care. But glad that they're gone. So it is what it is.
Rambo looks good.
Charleston Rambo, yeah.
And then my brother-in-law always talks about that safety. He got Williams, who looks fantastic.
Right.
He's like 6'5", 230, like a Sean Taylor or some type. But I said not too early. I said it's too early to call him that. But,
Right.
If he's a game breaker, he's a game breaker, especially at that size.
By the way, Mochi says there's always the University of Georgia if we really want to talk college.
Okay.
That's true. Oh, and it did me a favor because they gave Florida that work.
Yeah, Georgia gave Florida that work, man. And the Gator fans came to the club Saturday night, and I'll let him have it. By the way, he also said that Brian Flores, is the Jermaine Dupri of head coaches. Won't nobody surpass him.
You gotta understand.
Flores has that stoic personality. Lorenzo, we've heard that. We've heard the rumors.
I'm trying to understand what he means. Brian Flores is the Jermaine Dupri of the. Finish the rest of the tweet.
Jermaine Dupri of coaches. Won't nobody surpass him.
Look, Jermaine Dupri founded Franchise Boys, Bow Wow, got a bunch of great records.
Yeah, I mean,
Gotta stop sleeping on him. All right.
I mean,
but Flo, I thought if you get somebody from that Belichick tree, that they at some point would be successful, and then it looks like it's just another cycle in that Belichick failure. You thought it with Charlie Weiss, thought it with Romeo Crennel, Bill O'Brien, McDaniels. As all of them ended up with the same issues, and they're going right back to Belichick afterwards. Fat guy with the pencil, that guy too. Like it just happened.
Was it Josh McDaniels? Yeah.
No, not McDaniels. I know who he's talking about. I can't think of his name right now. With the big beard, right?
Well,
yeah, I can't think of his name.
The one of Belichick's disciples that seems to be excelling at his job is none other than Mike Vrabel with the Tennessee Titans. And they got some devastating news today.
That's true.
As Derrick Henry is out for the foreseeable future. And you know what they did? They went and got themselves Adrian Peterson off the scrap heap.
Welcome back.
Adrian Peterson.
Based on that, I like the move. Based on the way that offensive line plays, you just need a downhill runner. We don't need a whole bunch of people cutting them in the backfield and all that, doing the Myles Garrett and stuff. Yeah. Hit the hole, and at his age, he could still hit that hole and run over some people.
You saw Adrian Peterson in Washington. He looked great.
Yeah. So I was always wondering why we didn't pick him up down here, So I don't know. But
they don't like veteran players out in South Miami.
And that's one of the things, because when you challenge Brian Flores with his coaching and compare him to Jermaine Dupri, I think it's been a lot of the decisions that they've made with personnel. Because, it always comes back to the Dolphins when it comes to me, because if they had just selected Justin Herbert, Kyle Pitts, and Najee Harris, what position would they be offensively right now? You see what I'm saying? And you don't. And I always say you don't take risk in that first round. You don't. If someone's got an injury history, you don't pick them in the first round. You don't. You don't take a reach at that position. Go ahead, stay at 3, and take Kyle Pitts, and go ahead and whatever they did in the later round. Austin Jackson failed. Noah Iguodala failed, and then this year, Jalen Phillips can't even show up, and Waddle is good, but you could have stayed there and had Kyle Pitts and Najee Harris, who is balling in Pittsburgh. So, and then it's been personnel, and then it comes back to what, people were mad at Mika Fitzpatrick, but we don't know the problems or how he knocked heads with Mika and Flo. Same problems with Cal Van Noy. They knocked heads. He had to go. So, it may not be the coaching. It may just be the personality that people are having issues with.
Who's at fault for the failure this season? Is it Flo? Is it Greer? Or is it Tua?
It's not Tua. It is not Tua's fault that this team stinks. Not his fault at all.
I really, what? I think that it's a little bit of everything. I mean, Jason Sanders it's a little bit of everything. It's part Tua, it's part Flores, it's part Greer, it's everything. Jason Sanders is a Pro Bowl kicker. And he is having issues this season. And I believe
Baker can't cover no one.
He can't. He needs to be rushing the quarterback. And that's what he did last year. Big highlight when he ran down Patrick Mahomes. But I really think what has tainted this entire season has been the fog of Deshaun Watson for all of these months being rumored to be coming to the Miami Dolphins. And I think it's really had an effect on the entire organization, because that's what's ever since the deal was in place. You know what I'm saying? They said the deal was in place and it was going to happen until all of the allegations came out.
There's no way you put any of this blame.
Definitely goes on. Tua gets some blame. Tua gets blamed. Yes, he does. Yes, he does get some blame. No, he does. He's the quarterback. He is the quarterback.
Numbers.
I don't care about numbers. Let's look. I don't care about the numbers right now. You are the quarterback and you're the leader of this team. It shouldn't be Mike Gesicki out there screaming, trying to get the people organized. It's not. That's the quarterback. That is the quarterback's job. David Carr would be out there getting people in order. If Wall is in the wrong place, Carr is going to be the one telling him, no, you're not supposed to be over here. Peyton Manning is the one that says, no, you don't line up over here. Tom Brady tells you, come over here. The tight end, you don't see Kelsey jumping up and down telling people to come over here. And it is young rookie mistakes. Tua's only played 14 games. Waddle's only played 8. Those are the people that were like, what do I do? He conforms so much to what the offense wants. He's just like, I'm not going to call a timeout. And that's what he should have done. Right there. They're not organized. You're in the red zone. The play clock is running down to 5, 4, 3. Call a timeout. You had one left and play another down. Set it up correctly. And then you come out there first play of the third quarter. The same thing happens again. So, if there's a problem, yes, it has something to do with coaches, but once it gets on the field, the quarterback is in charge of everything. You are in charge, so take charge.
I honestly agree, because look, I think the fault of the offensive line is a lot of talent, but usually the quarterback is supposed to point on who the blitzer is and point out what the protection package is supposed to be in certain cases. And I don't think Tua is doing that properly. And that's why they look horrible. Horrible.
I mean, these are mistakes that you make in training camp. We see these mistakes out there, and he does not have the arm strength. When that ball comes out of that pocket, it's like it's not on a line. That joint takes a while to get to those hash marks. I'm like, but he's accurate and he throws with anticipation. That's why it's able to get there. But it has to be a reason why they have not. But that's why I said it's not all on him. He gets some of the blame. Come on, man, you can't beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, and who else we lose to?
Listen,
I'm just saying. Come on, some of it.
Allow me to pontificate. All right, allow me to. When you stand behind that offensive line, that pathetic Swiss cheese offensive line, you have zero time to pass the football. Tua was pressured yesterday on 16 of his 28 non-quick game RPO dropbacks yesterday, run pass options. All right. As soon as he gets the ball, somebody's on his ass. What is he supposed to do? What would anybody do? What would all of those great quarterbacks that you mentioned, what would they have
What do you
done?
think Josh Allen would do? What would Josh Allen, and what did Josh Allen, wait, hold on a second. What would Josh Allen do if he felt pressure? He would run out of the pocket and he would extend the play. That's what he would do. Wait, you asked me, Jeff, you asked me a question, right? And I answered it. Yes, I watched the same game. But I'm you saying, what would another great quarterback do? What they do is they extend the play. Does he have pocket presence? Yes. The first question was, who is the blame? And I'm answering that question, and you don't want to give him any of the blame. Yes, he gets some of the blame. The offensive line and the offensive coaches, yes.
I will tell you this.
Everyone gets some of the blame. Everyone gets some of the blame.
I will tell you this. Tua has 14 career starts. All right. He's about to be 7-7 in those. He is 7-7 in those career starts. He's passed for more than 2 touchdowns once. So basically, he's averaging a little over 1 touchdown a game. You know what that tells me? He's not a difference maker. He's not a difference maker.
I thought he was a leader, but as we can see,
he is a leader. I've seen leadership out of him, but he's not a difference maker. So all the quarterbacks you're mentioning, Josh Allen, Derek Carr, the Tyler Murrays of the world, they have even the kid in Chicago. They got
Justin
wheels.
Justin Fields.
They can resort to running.
Right.
Tua is.
Can we get a touchdown drive where it doesn't have to be 11 plays? Can we get a touchdown drive where it takes 4 plays?
That's Tua's fault when there's nobody blocking for him. Nobody.
I didn't say it was his fault, but
when they play the Dolphins, it's all they play him in a 20-yard box.
In a box, and the offense is designed to his strengths. So what is that telling you? What is that telling you? It's designed to what his strengths are. So you can't probably call the other patterns because it's not his strength. Throwing the ball outside the hash marks are not his strength. Throw it up 50-50 balls with Devontae Parker, and what happened on the biggest play of the year for the Miami Dolphins? What did he do? He sat in the pocket, and then what did he do? He came out of the pocket. He felt a little pressure. He extended the play. Came out of the pocket 40 yards down the field. Now, the coaches are wrong for not designing plays where he's rolling out of the pocket or move the pocket. I mean, if you only got 2 seconds to throw the ball, then you got to roll him out. Do something. Leave in a couple of put a tight end in there, or not even tight end, put another lineman in there to help block. So if the Titans can't block, something needs to be done. But the question was, who is to blame? I'm saying all of the above. And if you have an elite quarterback can most of the time extend those plays. And as we've gone back and forth, those 3 games where the Dolphins have lost on a last-second field goal, if Deshaun Watson is the quarterback, they don't lose those games. They don't lose them. They don't.
Do you know how many yards of separation Tua's receivers average yesterday? Would you like to know? Both of you?
Go ahead.
2 yards of separation.
And some of that is on the coaches too.
This kid.
Some of that's on the coaches because Jalen Waddle can get separation, but if you got him running 5-yard ins and outs and curls instead of stretching the field,
20-yard pattern, Tua's sacked already.
If you roll him out and move the pocket, maybe he could get the ball downfield, but the coaches are not designing those plays.
Exactly, Lorenzo. So how the bleep do you blame?
So what am I saying? I'm saying the blame goes on everyone. That's my point.
You people
is Tua some of the blame? Yeah. He's not the answer.
What's going to happen? Tua's going to go somewhere and become another Ryan Tannehill, except he's going to be
And
better.
now you're going to see exactly who Ryan Tannehill is without Derrick Henry.
It's gonna be
Now you're going to see Ryan Tannehill. All you Titan fans are going to see what Ryan Tannehill is really all about. You're going to see it now. And
I'm not going to fight for Ryan Tannehill.
I'm just saying, but when Ryan had his best years here in the year, last year we went to the playoffs, he had a great running game, and he had a great offensive line and a decent defense. You know what I'm saying? That's what he needs in order to be successful. You know, but now he's got the best running back in the NFL. He has a great offensive line and 2 beasts at wide receivers. Come on. You better win.
The talent on the Titans.
The Titans
are way better than what he's had on the Dolphins.
It's a tremendous loss having Derrick Henry out of the lineup. That offensive line and that defense and Mike Vrabel and those adult wide receivers. Those are grown men.
They are.
Those are grown men.
Right.
They will carry that team to the playoffs. It won't be easy, but the Titans will be there at the end. Yeah. They will be there.
I don't think their defense is good, but I think they do have a chance. Because I love AJ Brown. I think AJ Brown's great. And I think you can still get away with Pete as the running back still.
Can't believe you guys.
You can probably give it to him 20 times, and honestly, he'll be fine.
And Julio Jones got to get on the field. You know,
he hasn't been the same since the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so he's got to get on the field. You know, but Titan fans, you'll see the real Ryan Tannehill now without Derrick Henry. You'll see it.
I will say with Tua, I think the Dolphins did fail Tua because they never gave him the best offensive line.
Right.
And never gave him the best.
That's the problem. The coaching stinks.
They don't give an offensive line. They should have done what the Seahawks did with Russell Wilson his first couple of seasons in the league. You give him a great offensive line, you give him a great running back, and you just tell him, manage the game. Don't lose it for us. The Dolphins think that Tua is supposed to be Aaron Rodgers his first 2 seasons, and that's not the case. You just need to have him manage the game until he has the years under his belt where he can be like, okay, now you can point out and fix all certain things. He's still year 2 in the league. He's still not Aaron Rodgers.
He hasn't played a full season yet.
14 starts. His receivers are never open.
His offensive line's not good. I'm saying it right now. All the players they invested early picks for all stink. But at the same time, Tua's supposed to be one of those guys that they're supposed to key the mic, help find the best protection for him. And as you can see, he's not maybe the best at reading defenses because
he needs time. He needs time with that. And the interception he threw, he was staring down the wide receiver. He even patted the ball one time. That would gave the cornerback a chance to jump it. He stared him down the whole time. So, you know, but and there's every game there's one of those throws, you know. So, but I just don't think he has the arm strength. You know, I think that's a problem in today's game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would agree with the arm strength thing. You know, I would, because I think the kid at Miami at the U, he's got a magic arm. He's got that big time arm that he will be playing on Sundays. But to blame Tua is stupid, right, Robert?
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
I'm trying to tell him.
Jeff been just doing that to set up that. He's just been doing that to set that up. That's why he's been saying that. You know,
look,
yes, he's part of the blame.
Let's say we're going into next season. I'm already looking at next season. I'm not looking at the rest of the season. The rest of the season is garbage. It's throwaway. We're done with the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Let's not get Deshaun Watson. Let's say Watson's not going to play next year because the league.
Guys, right now, sorry, Randy, but if this team were to get Deshaun Watson right now and put him behind that offensive line, he won't have time to even look down the field.
He'll make time.
Anybody.
He'll make
time.
The difference between him and Tua, he would actually go outside the pocket. Like, he'll go outside the pocket. He'll make time.
He'll be running for his life.
Tua does not do good.
He'll be running for his life.
It's different.
I don't love Tua that much that I want to defend him. But right now, this poor guy needs some help.
He did that in Houston with maybe even a worse offensive line and went to the playoffs.
I think worse than this offensive line.
Houston's line was
worse. Worse.
Why do you think they went for traded for Laramie Tunsil? Because their line sucked.
It was horrible.
It was horrible.
Took it to the playoffs twice. So I should tell you something.
Yeah. All right.
And one thing, he will extend plays. And he does that better than almost anybody because of his legs.
And
just because he's in the...
I'm not the only one, and I hate beating a dead horse, but you guys have seen these games. As soon as he gets the ball, there's a 300-pound beast in his face.
And there are occasions where he has time and he's just checked down as well. There have been times where he's had time.
You don't think he's a bit shell-shocked, Lorenzo?
No. Kid's too tough. No, he's not. I don't think so.
At least you give him credit for that.
He's a tough kid. I like him. I want him to succeed because then we don't have to give up 3 number 1 draft choices to get Deshaun Watson. But sheesh, look at what we did with the 3 number 1s we had in the 2020 draft.
That's why I wasn't worried about those draft picks.
You know what
Honestly,
I mean?
I'm a guy that likes production more than potential. And I could do it.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you. And they were all reach. Noah was a reach. He was a project. He was 19. Austin Jackson, when they drafted him, they knew he was going to be a project. Why are you drafting projects in the first round? I don't understand that. And then you draft Tua knowing he had a career-ending, threatening hip injury. And you had Justin Herbert right there. You saw him at the Senior Bowl, up close and personal. So, that's why Flores made...
You know the cure for all of that? Because Justin Herbert got the business from the great Bill Belichick yesterday as the Patriots checked the LA Chargers yesterday. I want to apologize to Bill Belichick again. I was so wrong. For giving Tom Brady all the credit for that Patriot dynasty.
You see,
Bill Belichick is the greatest coach in the history of the National Football League.
Don Shula.
Don't say
Shula. Greatest coach of all time.
They put Matt Jones in a great situation with a very good run game. They don't need him to do too much, just manage the game.
Right.
Why are the Dolphins not doing that with Tua?
Exactly. Poor coaching.
Yeah, they should.
I guarantee you if Tua was in New England, he'd have more time.
No. I mean, he may have more time, but no. You don't want Tua in New England throwing in the winter. Hold on. You don't want him throwing the football at Gillette Stadium. It's a problem. His arm is not strong enough. You don't want him there. And that could have been a problem yesterday, too, because it was a little windy.
All I know is the Patriots are 4-4. The Patriots are in playoff contention. The Patriots can at least sniff the playoffs right now.
True.
And I never saw that coming. Not with a rookie quarterback. Belichick is a genius. Because I had the Chargers in my top 5. And Justin Herbert, you guys, everybody's slurping all over him like he's the next greatest thing.
No, he's the next. He will have a bad game, but he's definitely a better quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa.
I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to argue that.
And I'm not a scout.
As great as he is, Belichick reduced him to rubble. Basically, you give Bill Belichick time, and he will dissect you.
Right.
No matter how great you are. I mean, I got to give it up to him, man. That was an outstanding performance. They get a game ball. That New England Patriots defense. You know who else gets the game ball? Mike White, backup quarterback, relative unknown. And he took over when the Jets face the red-hot Cincinnati Bengals.
White to the end zone. They got the lead. Touchdown, Tyler Kroft, a former Bengal.
Mike White is the great white hope. See what I did there? See what I did there? The great white hope. Mike White. And then he mixed in Lorenzo. Then he mixed in a little Philly special, New York Jets version.
Yards for White. Handoff to Moore. Back to Crowder. They got the 2 to the quarterback, White. And they lead by 3.
And the crowd goes wild. Mike White, Mike White, Mike White, Mike White. All these good feel-good stories happen to everybody else.
But the Dolphins.
But did you see his arm? Did you see his arm?
Oh, Mike White.
Did you see his arm?
Yes.
Yeah. Come on, I'm giving you an alley-oop, Jeff.
Yeah.
I'm giving you an alley-oop. You missed it. But the Jets have invested in their offensive line. That's what the Jets have done. You know, they got 2 bookends at tackles right there. So,
they have a quarterback controversy now in New York with the Jets. Mm-hmm. The Jets 2-5. The Dolphins are officially in last place in the AFC East.
We're battling not to give the Eagles the first pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Right now.
I just hope San Francisco loses too.
Wow.
Yeah, because we have if I'm correct, we have San Francisco's first round pick, right? And the Eagles have ours, right? So that's another boneheaded move by Chris Greer because you actually traded your first round pick, another one, to get Jalen Waddle when you could have just stayed there and picked Kyle Pitts.
By the way, I haven't heard too much about Tom Brady's. I know, Lorenzo. I know, bro. I know. At least I'm trying to change the subject.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It always comes back to the Dolphins with me. Go ahead. And to sit there and watch the Jets offense do what they did to the Bengals defense and know we have to play them 2 times where you would think that'd be a win doesn't look like a win now.
Nope.
Doesn't look like a win.
No, doesn't.
And if Tyrod Taylor comes back and plays for the Texans this Sunday, he's a Dolphin killer.
I mean, there's got to be an end to this losing streak at some point. At some point. The team is playing hard.
Yeah.
They played the Bills tough in the first half yesterday. It's just that was a case where talent prevailed. Talent over heart.
Yeah, but those 3 3-and-outs back-to-back weighs on the defense. You know, it's like, oh, my God. Yeah. And then sometimes 2 is interceptions. I mean, the turnover at the end of the half had to just destroy the entire morale of the team going into the locker room. You know, the way that play developed. And then you come out with 3 straight 3-and-outs. And the defense is like, yo, we got to go back out here again.
Lorenzo, listen to this. Mike White from the Jets yesterday, 37 out of 45. Out of 45, 405 yards, 5 touchdowns. I mean, I'm sorry, 3 touchdowns. And, of course, he gets 1 game ball.
But listen, guys, y'all fought your asses off. That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. I just got 1 freaking game ball. 405 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. And trusting in me and all my teammates. We just did out there and executed. That's all. That's
all it takes. Just execute. I know.
I didn't want to look at the video.
Yeah. Mike White. Mike White is a hero. Mike White can go to any club in New York.
Oh, yeah. He's on fire. I mean, and New York fans, when their team is winning, boy, oh boy, you would think they're going to the Super Bowl.
Bing bong, Knicks tape.
That's for sure.
Yeah, well, y'all gotta respect the Knicks. The Knicks are one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference right now.
Yeah. And I don't think we see them until like February. We don't blame it like February. It's a long time before we see the Knicks.
Praying for the Knicks to be relevant again.
It's great for the NBA. It is great for the NBA when they're relevant.
I hate the Knicks.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I miss that rivalry. I want that. I want the Knicks to dominate. And they put the first L on the Chicago Bulls of the season. And, they play tough, man. That's a tough team.
Bing bong.
Very, very, very tough team. The bonehead play of the weekend goes to Carson Wentz of the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, in the end zone.
Yeah.
The pick six. Wentz, right? That was returned 2 yards.
What the hell was this?
He's early in the season, starting to get warmed up. Wentz faking the handoff, boy, under pressure. Barely gets it. It's intercepted. Disaster for Indianapolis.
What the hell was that?
We lost in them too.
Who does that? Huh?
We got smacked by that same team too. Just want to tell you that.
The Colts.
Look, he's playing drunk. He looked like he was playing drunk.
My God, Carson Wentz. I mean, the wild Wentz.
Yeah, and
nobody does that.
He was trying to avoid the sack, and it's just
he can look so good sometimes, and then at times he can look so awful. Ask Teddy Bruschi. He knew.
What do you think decides this game?
I think there's going to be a handful of plays where we shake our head and think, what is Carson Wentz doing? And I understand people are saying that he's playing better, but from a defensive perspective, we're in our team meeting room saying this guy is going to give us the ball somehow, some way.
Disaster for Indianapolis.
He is going to.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Carson Wentz looks like playing drunk. Like he took like 3 shots before the game. He said, "Let's go."
But Andy, he didn't make any of those bonehead plays when we played them. And he had 2 sprained ankles.
Great game. That's a great point, Lorenzo. Everybody's problems are fixed when they play the Miami Dolphins.
Mm-hmm. And the inability. When you see what the Rams just did with trading for Von Miller, could you imagine how different this defense would be if we had a 2 and a 3? And I think the Dolphins have like a couple of those draft choices next year. Not that Von would want to come here and we'd want to take on the salary. No, actually Denver's taking on $9 million of the salary. But just imagine that defensive end opposite Emmanuel Ogbah. And how much more pressure there would be on the quarterback. Someone that could put pressure, but they're relying on Jalen Phillips or Ginkle to put pressure on the quarterback from the opposite side, and it's not happening. So that's when you needed to sign a veteran. They needed to sign a veteran in free agency that can get after the quarterback. That could just at least get in there on 3rd down and do that.
Yeah.
It's crazy because Van Ginkel's been terrible and Phillips
terrible. Happening. That's what we needed to sign a veteran.
Yeah. Well, again, it's going to be rough.
Everything comes back to the Dolphins, Jeff.
Yeah, it does come back to the Dolphins, man. And
oh Lord, we are here in South Florida.
Yeah, tough days, man. Tough days. Well, my Raiders were off this weekend. So I paraded around town dressed as Darth Vader. Went pumped my gas and everything, fully dressed as Darth Vader.
Did you really, Jeff?
Yes, with the cape and everything.
Do you have pictures?
I do have pictures. I'll post them. Actually, if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see me dressed as Darth Vader. And in the club, where I got a lot of love from the ladies last night dressed as Darth Vader. So... basically, we just got to deal with what it is, guys. Our football team stinks in this state. At least the Canes are rebounding. The Miami Dolphins, I see no hope. I see none.
They will never prosper until they move that stadium.
Until they
from at
Randy,
somewhere-
are you going there, Randy? Are you going
ancient Indian burial grounds.
I will say this: I am rooting for Chris Greer, and I am rooting for Brian Flores.
We've always been rooting for them.
Black head coach and a black GM, but they are doing a horrible job. I listen to Lorenzo, and I listen to Big O, and I listen to Alex Dono, and all my friends in local media that are covering this team. And you watch everybody else, even Simeon in New Orleans. Jameis Winston out for the year. By the way, terrible news for the Saints. But, the backup quarterbacks. And even when the Miami Dolphins went to their backup quarterback, who had a little bit of game.
Trash.
He looked bad in the Dolphin uniform.
But you actually shouldn't have. If you're running an RPO offense, you should sign someone that can run an RPO offense. Don't you think? If they're going to back up to a Tagovailoa, you know what I'm saying? So the coaches get a great deal of the blame. I mean, this coaching staff has done a horrible job when you have those guys not being able to line up or be in the right place. It comes down to to the coaches and the players, but they don't seem as if they're prepared after that first series of after they come out in the first quarter. I think they have outscored their competition in the first quarter in every game this season. So they're doing a great coach. They're doing a great coaching job on that first series, but then after that, they're not able to achieve anything. And you got to go back to training camp as well, when there was no cohesion, when none of the receivers were practicing, and everyone was asking the coach, when will Will Fuller be at practice? When will Devontae Parker be at practice to get some type of chemistry? And they just kept saying, "Oh, it's not going to be a problem. It's not going to be a problem." And here you have it. You have a problem. And we also knew that the offensive line was going to be trash as well, but we didn't think they were going to take a step back from where they were last year. But not having Ted Karras and not having Eric Flowers on this offensive line definitely hurts, because they're both playing and one's in New England and one is in Washington, and they're both playing relatively well. And those two veterans helped the three rookies that started last year, and then they're not progressing. They've regressed, and that's why this team is in the position that they're in right now. It all starts in the trenches, and we're not getting pressure on the quarterback, and we're not able to protect the quarterback, and that's why we're 1-7.
1-7. Wow. I didn't see this coming, Dolphin fans.
No, I didn't either.
No, all I can say is, man, I'm sorry. You're
not. You're not sorry.
No, for real.
You're not sorry.
And most of my friends,
Randy, he's not sorry because his Raiders are winning. He's not sorry.
Sole possession of first place in the AFC West. My Las Vegas Raiders.
Smile, Jeff, because you're not sorry.
I'm sorry for y'all.
No, hey, Randy, he's enjoying this. He's enjoying this. You want to know why he's enjoying this? Because he had to wait a long time after we knocked his Raiders out of the playoffs last year. And that hurt. He was probably praying that the Buffalo Bills beat us in week 17. Were you not, Jeff, after we had that miracle against the Raiders in Vegas?
Y'all made the playoffs and we didn't make it.
You were happy. You were like, woo, I'm so glad they didn't make it after they knocked us out of the playoffs.
So, listen, the Dolphins were 10-6 last year. You can't take away from them that they had a great season. Yeah, they stunk it up the last game in Buffalo, but they had an outstanding season. There was reason for optimism going into this year.
Exactly. That's why
optimism. That's why this hurts so much. Right
that's why I'll be cool with replacing Flores and Greer with Marvin. Marvin, what's the guy's name? Not Marvin. Not Marvin
Lewis.
No. The GM guy, Reggie McKenzie.
Oh,
and Eric
Bieniemy.
Yeah. Now, is Reggie McKenzie the former
Raider GM?
Right, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I met him at the Dolphin game.
Wasn't there Reggie McKenzie that played for the Buffalo Bills?
Yes, there was.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry. Okay.
Lorenzo, James Simpson.
Yeah, okay.
Meanwhile, Dallas Cowboy fans are just
oh Lord,
they're on the rampage right now. Who can blame them?
Let's go!
That team is scary good.
They're okay.
Scary good. And we gotta play them on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
I think my Raiders can beat anybody, but that game concerns me.
I think you guys are a little too soft, honestly. I think once you guys play physical.
What? The Raiders defense with Max Crosby?
I think you guys are soft. A team that's gonna run the ball down your throat will kill you guys. Like y'all play the Ravens great. Cool, but honestly, y'all will get spanked by a team that runs the ball hard.
Come on, man. You barely beat us, and we suck. And Jacoby Brissett was quarterback.
Place.
You barely beat us.
In the NFL season.
You had to go to overtime to beat the Dolphins.
I don't care.
Come on, man.
Listen, Herman Edwards said it best. You play to win the game.
And you almost lost to the Dolphins.
And we won the games.
You almost lost to the Dolphins.
Sole possession of first place in the AFC West. Not Kansas City, not the Chargers, and definitely not the Denver Broncos, who traded Von Miller today.
They let you down last year, didn't they, Jeff? They let you down last year? Did they let the Raiders let you down last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's all.
They let me down the last couple of years. We had winning records at the midseason break.
Hey, Randy.
Yeah, I'm not going to go on a parade, but we're in first place by our damn selves, even with a racist head coach.
Yeah. Hey, Randy, you know what else bothers me now when I watch the Cowboys? Is that the Dolphins traded out of the number, I think it was number 5. I can't even remember now. Number 6 back to 12. And had they stayed there and kept all those number 1 draft choices, they could have picked Micah Parsons.
I like Parsons too.
And then just went ahead and picked, Najee Harris at number 16 or whatever position it was instead of Jalen Phillips.
Oh, you know what? We totally messed up, man.
What's that?
We waited until an hour and a half into the show to congratulate Bam Adebayo on getting his jersey up in the rafters.
Oh, yeah.
Winning a gold medal. Not bad, Bam.
Yeah, how could you forget that, Jeff?
God damn it. I mean, it's totally my fault.
Yeah, man.
Big up to Idris.
Okay.
Yeah. And congratulations to Jimmy Butler once again, named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. And Eric Spoelstra must be very proud of both Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. He called Jimmy Butler the closer.
Jimmy's a closer in this league, and he's played closing basketball for our franchise for a couple of years, where our pace has been a little bit different. So went right back into that comfort zone there. And then as far as Bam, yeah, he was just a beast in the paint. Making his presence felt. He was a force in nature. Getting to the rim in a lot of different ways, either offensive rebounding or dishes or taking a mismatch and just getting right to his spot underneath.
Yeah. Eric Spoelstra, man, giving his boys props. They are in Dallas against the Mavs. And thank you to, of course, Kevin Gray does outstanding work at 105.3 The Fan in Dallas. They're all over the Cowboys and the Rangers. Thank you, Kevin Gray, for joining the show tonight. Outstanding. Mm-hmm. And looked good on NBC last night. The local NBC affiliate in Dallas. As big things are going on with the Cowboys. Tonight we got Kansas City and the New York Giants. I hope we get an upset. Please, football gods. Please.
Not going to happen.
Please, football gods. Do you hear me? No.
Oh, because Chiefs, Raiders, right. Okay.
Yeah.
They'll get back to normal. I think this is the week they'll get back to normal and just smack up on the Giants, man.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes will get back to them. They'll probably put up a 40 spot on the team.
Yeah, and he's been accountable, very accountable for what he has done, how he's performed over the last few weeks, and basically, self-scouting himself about how he needs to get back to the basics and go through his progressions. And when someone as great as he's humbles himself to say, I need to go through my progressions better and stop anticipating what defenses have done to me in the past, and just more or less take what the defenses give him, and instead of trying to make the big play, and that's what they're known for. So if he does that, he should be able to just pick apart this defense of the New York Giants.
Yeah, I don't see how the hell the Giants win this game, but I'm hoping.
Where's the game? Where's it played? In New York?
I think it's in New York.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Okay. I still believe it's in New York. And I don't really pay that much attention when the Raiders don't. So I had a great weekend. My Raiders were off, and I was in full relaxed mode.
Good for you.
When your team, you go into a bye with a victory, you're in first place, it doesn't get better than that, guys. Of course, you wouldn't know anything about
No, I wouldn't know anything about that. It's been a while. Well, no, last year. It goes back to last year. So we would know. 10 wins last year. So, yeah.
Guys should be back, man.
Oh, also, sports betting is now in Florida. So make sure you check out that Hard Rock app and get into your gambling.
So I could bet like $20 and win big.
Yeah, if you want to, maybe a parlay, but you can now actually start
I really need to learn
your
this.
sports gambling today in the state of Florida. Now that
if you're a bookie out there, holla at me. Let me know some stuff. I need to learn.
Legally, we all know about the little gambling spots we have locally, but now you can actually gamble online or even at the Hard Rock now.
Yeah. Sports. Hey, thanks you guys, man. I appreciate you, Lorenzo. Appreciate
my pleasure, man.
You guys, even though I complain about you a lot, you're outstanding. You're outstanding. And congrats again, Randy Savage, who preached Lorenzo yesterday at church.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Did the Holy Spirit show up?
It was there.
It was in the building? Oh, man, ain't nothing like that.
Yeah, he's now officially the good Reverend Dr. Randy Savage. The good Reverend Doctor.
Did I want to be in that video on that night?
Congratulations, Randy. That's a beautiful thing.
I'm going to tease you about that, man. I'm happy for you. Keep working for the Lord, man. You can't beat that with a baseball bat.
It was great. I enjoyed it. It's on YouTube somewhere, so check it out.
Yeah, it's on YouTube for real. And Lorenzo did a great thing. You should have seen his daughter, man. I mean, I didn't want to mention her on the show.
Thank you, Jeff.
Man, Randy, when the lights went on, she went into reporter mode.
She's a
yes,
yeah,
she's a natural artist.
Yeah, it's in the DNA. You don't want to push it. You just sit back, you observe, and see what they love to do, and put it in front of the microphone and the camera. Oh, it's over. So
and Grandma was just posted all over. Grandma was just.
She's got two of them, both of them. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I would be boasting too, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that.
Big up to you, man.
Thank you. And she loves some Jeff. She said, "Who are you talking to, Daddy? Jeff? You talking to Jeff?"
Yeah, man. We about to get up out of here, man. Y'all be cool, and let's check out the Monday Night Football game night. By the way. World Series update. Astros trail now 3-2. Braves 2 chances to wrap it up in H-Town. Will they do it? Randy?
Nah.
You don't think they're going to win?
Astros coming back to win, man. Everybody knows about Georgia sports.
Are they still cheating? You think they're still cheating?
They're not cheating anymore, but
I'm rooting for Dusty. I'm always rooting for Dusty, man.
Yeah.
One of the good guys.
All right, fellas, y'all be cool, man.
All right, peace.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job. Oh my goodness. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose.
contact the Jeff Fox Show, send your email to getthattea@gmail.com. That's GETDA